if you're too afraid to ask a grown-ass man what his health condition is, but you still had unprotected sex with him anyway, that makes you a dumb. 2 weeks ago, it was May the 9th, I do believe. Isn't this May the 9th? Hold on a second. Yeah, May the 9th. On May the 9th, I did a live stream in reference to nut job Libby coming out and exposing ABBA for getting her pregnant and then hanging up on her, blocking her. It was just such an immature drama thing between two people. And one of the things I did say on this live stream was that the situation between Libby and Daisy was not the same. And I gave my list of reasons why they are not the same. When I'm wrong, I will admit that I'm wrong, because I do believe maybe a week and a half ago. Hold on a second. This is LTTV's video. This was on May the 12th. Yeah, so it was a week ago. Well over a week ago. I watched this stream from beginning to end while I was at the gym, and yeah, okay. I am mature enough to say that I am wrong. So I concede this is the same. Yeah, the only difference is that Daisy is the woman of the night. She's a gold digger and an escort, and Libby is just a really crazy, idiotic type of psychopath who has money. So there's the difference between the two. But other than that, she did the same thing that Daisy did. She went and got women that ABBA got pregnant, and they ganged up together to go and expose ABBA, just like Daisy did with Fresh. So when I said it was not the same, I take it back. LTTV, his channel, which we call him LT for short, he did break it down, and he showed where it was just the same. So I'll leave a link to his video. Now, here's something I want to say in reference to the entire situation. So while I was watching LT's live stream, I was reading his chat, and I was also reading the super chat stat he was getting. And I noticed that Libby was super chatting him instead of typing in the chat. And I was like, why isn't she typing in the chat? And that's because LT, just like myself, you have to be subscribed to us for an hour. I think maybe I got 20 minutes on mine. And then you can type in the chat. But until then, you can super chat. And she was sending lots of super chats, like big ups to LT for that. And then once the timeline was over where she can talk in the chat after subscribing, she began to talk in the chat. Now, one thing I've noticed about Libby is that she will be happy to talk in any man's, emphasis on man, any man's channel that is criticizing ABBA, and that she will also talk in and do interviews with any of ABBA's ops. Anybody who's against ABBA or who doesn't like ABBA, she would do an interview with that man. Now, I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, I wonder if she is honest enough to have a conversation with me. Okay, it's no secret that I am friends with ABBA, or not. I guess you could say not friends. I am friendly, because ABBA, if Preach is not ABBA's friend, I know I'm not his friend according to him. So let's just say friendly. I am friendly with ABBA. So I was thinking, like, well, why wouldn't she have a conversation with me? She should, right? I mean, she's so willing to go on everybody else's channel that's either against him or criticizing him. And so when I reached out, she left me on red. She was not interested in having a conversation. So as far as I'm concerned, she is not credible. I don't really take her seriously. And she is a fatal attraction, boiling rabbits in a pot Little wacko. Now, does that mean that Abba should be glazed over in reference to what he has done? No. All right. As a matter of fact, as I just finished my stream like 30 minutes ago, and I'm looking at some of these like videos on my notifications and as well as my recommendations, and it sounds like there's another woman that has been found out. I can't keep up with all of this, and I'm not really interested in keeping up with all of this. Like I said, I conceded to what LT said on his video a week and a half ago. So yeah, it's the same. And Abba did do the same, if not something similar than what Walter did. Okay, that's fine. Now, what I want to do is just basically call this crazy woman out because I don't trust her, and I want women to not be a glazed dumpster like this woman, because I was listening to this particular clip right here, and these women are dumb, and I don't want the women that follow me, the women that listen to me, I want you to learn from these women and never be this stupid. Okay. So let me just let it play a little bit, and I'm going to like interrupt and comment to what they're saying. But before I do that, let me just say this. Women, we decide whether we give life to a child through our body or not. We make that final decision here in America. I'm not going to speak to other countries. I know that women in Afghanistan don't have that right. I know the women in the Congo don't have that right. I know there's a lot of women in other countries that don't have the right over their bodies. They can't decide whether they're going to have a child or not. Okay. When they're pregnant, they have to have it. All right. Here in America, women have the final decision, and a majority of that choice is on us. There are so many things out there that we can use to prevent pregnancy. We can make a guy wear a condom. You can also take the pill, which I'm anti birth control pills for so many reasons. You can also do what I tell men to have done all my life, is don't come in me. You cannot ejaculate inside of me. All right. You can't skeet inside of me. I'm not trying to have a baby. I don't want to have a baby. So what's the purpose of you skeeting inside of me? I don't understand. These women got all this smoke for ABBA after the fact, but you could have prevented this by just using your words and saying, you can't climax in me. You can't come in me. Also, what is the deal of having raw sex with someone you barely know? What is wrong with you people? I mean, STDs are on the rise, and I don't care if a man sends you a copy of his STD reports. Do you know that you can fake those? Do you know you can fake an STD report? Here's what, ladies, please listen to me. We are different than these stupid women, okay? We are better than them. First of all, keep your legs closed when you meet someone. And number two, long distance relationships don't work. I want you to know that. Again, long distance relationships don't work. So if you are engaging with someone long distance, as soon as you meet with them, don't open your legs. Don't have sex with them the day you meet in person for the first time. All of these women, as soon as they meet ABBA, they got their legs open. Talking about, you can skeet in me, you can skeet in me. Anyway, let's listen to these dumbass women, because I want the women that follow me to learn from their stupid ass mistakes I have never made. I've always used my words. You can't climax in me. You can't come in me, or don't come in me. We have sex talks. Okay. You can't do this, and this. All right. And also, I don't immediately open my legs to someone I just met. I need to know them for a while. Okay. Now, if you're just trying to find someone to just have sex with, you're not looking for a serious relationship. Okay. Do you have a one night stand or use them as a friend with benefits? Okay. That's it. But all of these relationships were, so from my understanding, serious relationships. So if you wanted a serious relationship, the first thing y'all do when y'all see each other, I get you email each other, you DM each other, you talk on the phone. But when you see each other in person, next thing you know, that night she's on her back and he's on top of her, skeeting inside of her. Ugh.
there was like so many other women.
I was wondering like about like, because when I met Abba, I was talking about him like already about like we're just gonna use condoms, right? And he said he doesn't like them and like they don't work on him.
She said, this dumbass woman, we're going to use condoms, right? Let me just say something to you ladies. If you want a man to use a condom, you don't ask him, is he okay to wear a condom? You tell him you're going to wear a condom. If he objects, then you tell him no condom, no coochie. That's how that works. So these stupid bottom feeders, these doormats, we're going to use a condom. We're going to use a condom, right? Right, Amber? We're going to use a condom. And he's saying, no, I don't like them and they don't work on me. What? I don't like them and they don't work on me. Well, you don't get none then. I don't understand. These men want to stick their dingling in women. So when you lay down the law, they will follow it. It's just that you submissive women do not lay down the law. She's asking, we're going to use condoms, right? You're going to use a condom, right? So you're giving him like it's an option. It should never be an option. First of all, y'all shouldn't be having sex this soon, but okay, it is what it is. So you should tell him, you're going to use a condom. If he says no, then you say, well, then I'm sorry. These are my boundaries. This is what I do. I do not have unprotected sex. And you're like, here's my STD results. Oh, how? Oh, that's so nice. Your STD result. Okay, let's go to the clinic together. Let's go to the clinic together and let's take the STD results together. And then, no, let's take the STD test together and let's get the results together. Ladies and gentlemen, well, ladies, men, well, no, men too, you know what I'm saying? Women and men, they can fake a STD test. So just because somebody sends you their STD test, that doesn't mean that they don't have STDs when they have sex with you. I can't believe I'm having this conversation with grown ass people. So get the test together, get the results together, and then you guys can have unprotected sex. But if you as women don't want to have children and you're not on birth control, then don't let a man ejaculate inside of you. Don't let him ski inside of you, you dumbasses.
But that he can't have kids. And also in the same, like,
let me rewind that.
Hold
on. Let me rewind that.
We're just going to use condoms, right? And he said he doesn't like them and like they don't work on him, but that he can't have kids. And also in the same like breath, he sent me like an STD result. Something about his health. Like I didn't even want to ask like what his health issue was, but he made it seem like it was something really bad.
Okay. You see how stupid this is? Do you see how dumb this is? She said it was something about his health, the reason why he can't have children, or the reason why he think he can't get me pregnant. And she says, well, I was afraid, or I didn't want to ask what his health issue was. What if he had AIDS, you dumb bitch? What if he had AIDS? What if he had HIV? You didn't want to ask? If he, now granted, he would be a POS for not telling you he had AIDS or HIV or gonorrhea or syphilis or whatever. He would be a POS for not telling you, but you're a dumbass for not asking. So these dumbass women not only allow Abba to ski inside of them raw, but he had a health condition that she did not want to ask about. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to call these women out. You guys can call Abba out. Go for it. Do it, honey. I get it. Yes, he's at the wrong. He needs to be called out. Hypocrite. Yes, all of that. But I'm going to call these heifers out. Because one, had you stupid bitches told Abba that he could not come inside of you raw, we wouldn't be in this situation. You dumbasses wouldn't be pregnant. If you also said, listen, we use condoms. If you don't like condoms, that's too bad because you're going to have to use a condom when you have sex with me. But you all was so pressed to have sex with Abba from Abba and Preach. But if you're too afraid to ask a grown-ass man what his health condition is, but you still had unprotected sex with him anyway, that makes you a dumbass. Point blank. Period.
something about his health. Like, I didn't even want to ask like what his health issue was, but he made it seem like it was something really bad. So like the fact that he can have kids at the same time like even seemed sad to me, you know?
Yeah.
So I was wondering how his excuse went with her.
I did ask if he had condoms or if he could use them, and he said, I'm trying to remember because this wasn't over text. He said he didn't say that they don't work on him, but he prefers without condoms.
Yeah. And so he just finished in you and then wanted you to take the pill.
Right.
Oh my God. It sounds like these three women are on a group call together. So you all have a support group on ABBA. ABBA ejaculated all of us and we got pregnant because we didn't know how to use our words. Okay, so you all did not tell ABBA that he cannot ejaculate inside of you. He does because you don't say no. Sounds like you are okay with it. None of you dumbasses are on birth control. You get pregnant and now you're mad because either you didn't take the plan B. And I just want you all to know that I'm not for the plan B. The plan B is not good for your body. You all need to do some research in reference to the plan B. Stop using the plan B like birth control. This is so me telling a man the do's and don'ts when it comes to my body is second nature. And it's like, I'm blown away at how like the low bar when it comes to the boundaries for these women. It's so low. I don't even think hell is even that low, to be honest. So you don't tell this man that he can't come in you, but you go and mess up your body with all these plan Bs. Abba is reckless. Don't get me wrong. He's reckless. He's wrong. But I still hold the blame on you because you're the one who determined whether you have a baby or not. And so far, all of y'all had an abortion. So it don't seem like you all wanted to get pregnant in the first damn place. Now, Libby, dumbass, she wanted to get married. But when she realized that Abba did not wanted to marry her, he called her partner, which is kind of, I agree with LT. When you say my partner, that sounds like a lesbian or two gay men relationship. That doesn't sound like a heterosexual relationship. But when Libby is pregnant and Abba's like, okay, we'll co-parent, she was upset that he didn't like give her a ring and say, I'll marry you and all this other stuff. So that's when she just basically cooked out. But again, I want women to never be this stupid. Use your words. If any woman don't know how to do that, let me know. I will help you, honey. I will walk you through the process. I can even do the passive aggressive way for some of you who are too afraid to lay down the law of what a man can and cannot do with your own body. But I'm telling you, you all need to check out the video that I'm going to upload tomorrow. That's going to go into more detail to tell you why it is unhealthy in reference to us. To allow men to ejaculate in us if we're not going to get pregnant, if we're not trying to conceive, why it will make you more prone to bacterial vaginosis and other infections, yeast infections. It's just, and it also causes a very foul odor. Like, this is just something you just don't want men doing, and it does nothing for us. Because I don't know how it is to have men skeeting inside of me. I don't know what that feels like. But when I talk to other women, they say it's sticky, it's gross, it's nasty, and they have to douche it out. And it's sometimes if they don't douche it out, it's leaking all the time, and it just sticks to their underwear. And I'm like, then what is the purpose of letting him do that? Men should be lucky that they can actually have sex with us in the first place, and now you're just putting your own body at risk. Couldn't be me, baby. Couldn't be me.
He didn't say that they don't work on him, but he prefers without condoms.
Yeah, and so he just finished in you and then wanted you to take the pill.
Right.
Knowing that he can get people pregnant. That's crazy.
Yeah, if he knows that he can get you pregnant, but it's completely on you not to do things that can get you pregnant. Listen, ladies, I do not sign up to this notion that men are natural leaders. Because men don't have dick discipline for the most part. So if they don't have dick discipline, why would you trust your body, your essence, your vagina, your uterus, your reproductive organs, the state of it, to men who don't even have discipline over their own external organs down there. I don't understand how that makes any sense. You have to take complete blame for this, because women can have abortions without the permission of the men that they're pregnant by. I know, like I said, here in America, if you as a woman get pregnant by somebody you don't want to have a baby by, you can have an abortion. You also, the day after he skeets in you, you're dumb enough to let him do that, you can go take Plan B. But also, you could also be on birth control pills. You could throw yourself down the stairs. There's a lot of things you could do to prevent yourself from having an unwanted pregnancy. But the best thing you can do is not let him skeet inside of you, dumbass. Ladies, I'm here for you. I am pro-woman. I love you. I'm here for you. I want to make your life so much easier. And that is done through education and awareness. And, and just being knowledgeable of the do's and don'ts. There are some women who are not in our league. There are some women who can't sit with us. There are some women who can't rock with us. There are some women who are supposed to be suckers, and there's some women who are supposed to be rulers. There are some women who are supposed to be doormats, and there are some women who are supposed to crack the whip. Our tribe of women are women that know better because we do better. We know our powers, and we don't subscribe to the notion that we are helpless because men. We don't hate men. As a matter of fact, we love men. We love ourselves some men. But we do not allow men to do things to us when we are in a situation where we can speak up for ourselves and we can say things like, no. To sit up here in 2026 and blame your pregnancy on a man all because you were too much of a coward, or maybe you just meant to do it and you thought that if you get pregnant, this was a way of forcing a man to marry you. That's what I think Libby did. I think Libby, just like Daisy, because Daisy wanted to get married. She wanted to get a green card. She wanted to get out of escorting. And she thought that Walter would be that one that would wife her up when she got pregnant. And she gave Walter signs that she was trying to get pregnant, and Walter, dumbass, got her pregnant. With Libby, I think it was the same. No, as a matter of fact, I know it was the same thing, because Albert said, and he said this out of his own mouth, he talked to Libby and said, so if you were to get pregnant, what do you want to do? So he already gave her an idea that, hey, let's talk about a chance of y'all getting pregnant. He didn't even propose to you. Y'all weren't even in a serious relationship where y'all talking about getting married, and y'all already talking about a damn baby. And so she got pregnant, sounds to me on purpose, and she kept playing around with you with it because you didn't say, oh, will you marry me now that you're pregnant? So once she told Abba that she was pregnant and he didn't say, well, we got to get married, that's when she started playing the whole, I'm going to get an abortion. I'm not going to get an abortion. I'm going to get an abortion. I'm not going to get an abortion. I'm not going to get an abortion. I'm going to get an abortion. I'm not going to get an abortion. She started playing that game with you. So I'm holding these women responsible because, again, we have the overwhelming majority of the decision. I would say 100% of the decision here in America, whether we have an abortion or not, whether we keep the baby or not, whether we give life or not. We make that decision. And if that's the case, then we decide who enter in us, unless it's done against our will or unless there's stealth. We have been stealth. All right. Either way, you should make that man be afraid to stealth you and to climax in you. Okay. You should be to the point where you're going to call 911 if either one of those are done. So I have a wonderful video. You're going to really love the video that is going to be uploaded tomorrow. Please, please, ladies, men can watch it too, but this is really dedicated to the women because you're going to learn a lot about the do's and don'ts and why you should not allow a man to ejaculate inside of you if you're not trying to have a baby, if you're not trying to get pregnant. It's a compilation of women from TikTok. And I promise you, you will like it very much. So that is what I'm going to say. I am done with this subject. I don't care. I've said my piece. It sounds like this drama is still going on 2 weeks later. It sounds like I got a lot of catching up to do. But as far as I'm concerned, this is all I got to say. I am really going after Libby and all the other dumbass that allow ABBA to enter in them raw and ski inside of them, knowing that you're not on any type of birth control, and then you want to play victim because you end up pregnant. Stay mad. I don't care. You got to own that L. Anyway, this is Tree from Just Tree 411. If you like this video, or if you don't like this video, if you hate the fact that I'm basically calling these women out, just give it a thumbs down, baby. But anyway, let me know what you think by leaving a comment below this video. Don't forget to give me a like. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Ladies, be sure to check out the video tomorrow. I promise you, you're going to like it. Later, taters.